A coronavirus scare has gripped the country as Chinese nationals in the country have been directed to self-quarantine, a notion that the legislators have now questioned. The emotive issue has even seen MPs divided on the matter.
At the end of the day, Mutahi Kagwe might not be here, but he has sent the answers that the public wants to hear. So let us put our egos down. Let us have these answers.
It is not how you go. No, Chair, we have to withdraw the word. Please, we have to withdraw the word. Ego for who? Exactly. Who is ego? I agree. Withdraw the word ego.
The National Assembly's Health Committee, led by Sabina Chege, said the Ministry of Transport, Health, Foreign and Interior are beating around the bush in regards to the fears of Kenyans with the deadly virus that has now been witnessed in over 50 countries globally. Mombasa County health officials have allayed fears of a suspected coronavirus case at a local hotel, as reported in some section of the media.
China is saying 14 days quarantine. When the virus is airborne, it stays active as far as viral component is concerned, 14 days. But as far as America is concerned, it is 21 days.
Chair, what we are dealing with is a pandemic. It's not a disease in China. It's not a disease in China. It may have started in China, but now it's a pandemic. That it was only on Friday that this was set up, because the pandemic threat has been there for much longer than that.
What measures are we put in place for our own people? Forget the Chinese. The Kenyans who may be traveling to China through Ethiopian airline, they reach there, do their purchases, and then come back to their country.
Last week, the government announced that 239 passengers who arrived in Nairobi aboard a China Southern flight were cleared of coronavirus and advised to self-quarantine, a move that sparked angry reactions from Kenyans.
I don't think the country we are really ready. We have the capacity. If we had this kind of outbreak in this country.
Some legislators have even threatened to do extreme things to allay fears of the residents in their respective regions.
The issue of evacuating the Chinese in Suswa, you should actually make a ruling right now. They evacuated today, of which actually failure to it, we are going to mobilize our locals to evacuate them. Today.
The High Court has temporarily suspended all flights from China of a coronavirus fear. This comes even as the government continues to prepare Mbagathi Hospital as an isolation center on the eventuality of the outbreak of the deadly virus. This comes even as the National Assembly has cancelled a trip to the United Nations meeting on gender equality scheduled for next week in New York over coronavirus fears. The parliamentarians who are to attend the meeting were further directed to refund the per diem they had already received ahead of the trip.
The subject is cancellation of the 64th session of the Commission on the Status of Women. The planned meeting has now been scaled down from the initial 2 weeks to 1 day, owing to the concerns related to the coronavirus pandemic.
Abdiaziz Oshime, Brew TV.